Go. Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Tuesday, February the 28th. The year's 2023. Let's talk trading. How to fix your trading problem, part 2 with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal. Walmal, we were talking about all the different things here on the brain psychology about thoughts and beliefs, leading into feelings, leading into attitude, leading into behavior and actions. So I believe we ran out of time as usual. So I think you had some more to add to it.
Well, yeah, one of the things I'm going to go a little bit different direction, I think, but I think it's something that's worth noting, and that is that today I'm not trading. And the reason why I'm not trading is because today's a 1-year anniversary of something that happened in my family's life that was very tragic. And because of that, I'm staying clear of the markets. I mean, it's just one of those things where I just, I don't want to take the chance of going and, playing with real money and having my mind filled with, thoughts and all types of things. And I find myself today wandering. I'm not really paying that much attention to what's going on. I found myself even reading the news. That's what I've been doing mostly today. I find myself going and reading a story, and it's like, shoot, I got to go back to the top of the story. I don't even remember what I read at the top of the story. And if I can't do that, then I've got no business trading. And so, that's why I have rules like that in place, and I know a lot of the big, trading firms, they have rules like that as well in place, just to, make sure that you're top of your game. And I think what you can do very easily is that you get yourself into a situation where if you don't have rules like that and you go and trade on a day like today, like I would, and let's say I would have done poorly. I don't know if I would have, I would not have, but if I would have, it's going to be compounded by the emotional stress of what had happened to me in the past, and it would make it even worse. And, I know yesterday, TR, you had talked about, negative talk and things like that. And, yeah, what will happen is I'll take something potentially that was negative and negatively talk myself into a hole. And it's something to be really, really cognitive of. Because if you're not, you can go and set yourself up for disasters. So what do? Say, I don't need to go and trade it. I don't need to go and take the chance that I'm going to mess things up. Tomorrow's another day. I can trade tomorrow. I've got several more days this week that I can trade. I had a really good day yesterday. So why am I going to go and mess with that? I don't need to. And of course, I could have traded today and maybe made money. I mean, I looked at the market. It looks like there was lots of opportunity to make money on the market today. But what if I wasn't just at the top of my game? To me, it's just not worth it.
Right. And, one of the things I think I mentioned yesterday is about, the thoughts. And, one of the things I would say is, trade what you see. Well, yesterday, I failed to heed that. I was trading what I was thinking, and I was thinking that because of the way the market had moved, the pound had run up and then run up again, that it needed to come back down, I think it was almost down to the double low. And I kept looking for shorts as opposed to just looking. And that's the part, if you look for something, the way your brain works, you will find a reason to make that valid. It's a bias. You're biased and you're looking. But if you just look and you're not looking for, then it's like, oh, the market did this and now it's doing that. And it's not like you don't have a belief. And that's what got me. I was thinking something, I believed it, and it, it put me into trouble. And so that's how you, fix, these trading mistakes that you make. is that
Yeah.
you don't look at your chart. You got to look in the mirror and go, okay, what thought or belief that I'm holding on to that is causing, these losses, that is causing these entries that seem to go against me. So that's what you really have to dig into, is that thought or belief. And once you find one, then you can say, okay, I have to replace that thought or belief with something different.
Right. And I would agree with that last statement. Replace it with something different. And here's the reason why. Your brain is just making calculations, who knows how fast, but extremely, extremely quickly. And it's constantly churning, and your eyes are constantly seeing things, your ears are constantly seeing something, even your senses of, taste and feel, and your brain is meant to be always, always engaged in those things. And if you remove something, it's like, as a potential problem, it's going to get filled with something. And so there's the opportunity, because if you don't fill it with something good, what's going to happen is it's going to get filled with whatever's around you and whatever you see. And what's going to happen is that, you got a 50-50 shot whether or not it gets replaced with something good or something bad. So you need to go and make the conscious effort of, okay, not only am I going to get rid of this bad thought, okay, remove that bad thought process from you, but replace it with something that's beneficial. And I think that is very, very important, not just in trading, but just in life in general. And I think that can go and help us all, with the way that we go and proceed through life, and it will improve our trading abilities. Excuse me. But, that, at least I have found that to be so true, throughout life, throughout my trading career, and it's sort of like, as I go through things, okay, I realize I'm making these type of mistakes because I'm thinking this and I'm thinking that. Okay, well, I'm just not going to do that anymore. And now I got to go and say, okay, what's the positive for this? Okay, I now know that I can go and make a rule that I should follow. Hey, let's go make that rule. Let's make it part of who I am. Write it down on a note card. Write it down in the notes. Indicator, whatever it takes for you not to go and do it. But don't just write down, okay, what I'm not going to do, but also write down what I am going to do. And it may very well be that what I am going to do is something as simple as wait for next opportunity.
Yeah,
and
and
you just wait for the next opportunity.
yeah, and in fact, you have to have positive thoughts. Your brain doesn't work on negative thoughts. I learned that a long time ago. So you can't say don't do. You have to say do, and that's how.
Exactly.
And that's how you can fix your thoughts and your beliefs. So when you replace your thought or belief, you have to replace it with a positive thought.
Yeah, it's sort of like, in baseball, if you get up to the plate and say, I'm going to strike out, well, you're already gone. Just get off the field. You're not going to get anywhere. I mean, you could get lucky. You just take a haphazard swing and you hit a home run off of it. But the likelihood of that happening is so small.
Well,
it's not even worth talking about.
yeah, well, to stick with your baseball analogy, when you get up to the plate, you don't go up there and go, okay, don't swing at bad pitches. You get up there and you go, wait for your pitch, wait for a pitch in the strike zone. Wait for a fastball, wait for the curve. And those are all positive things. But if you go, don't swing at a bad pitch, well, I mean, now you're looking for bad pitches and you don't not swing at, as opposed to looking for good pitches to swing at. And that's why you have to have a positive thought or belief.
Yeah, and the thing is, you think about baseball, think about it, if you're only right 33% of the time, you got a 333 batting average, and you're in the Hall of Fame,
Yeah, I know.
And so those guys, they got to constantly be looking at things like that. They're always looking, you got a home run here. They're going up to the plate, and they're always looking for the home run. But they're not looking for the home run of, I'm going to swing it every pitch. No, they're looking for the home run from the perspective of, I'm going to wait for my pitch where I want it, and I know that this pitcher He's not invincible. He's gonna make a mistake, and when he makes the mistake, I am going to capitalize on it. And when I capitalize, I'm going to be rounding the bases and having a really terrific day, and Picture's going to be having a terrible day, and that's okay for me.
Right.
And here we go with trading. It's the same thing. Wait for the opportunity. You're sitting there, you're sitting on your hands. I know I can go and get this. You don't take everything. It's sort of like, you just don't go and, take trades just for the sake of taking trades. No, you sit here and you wait, and that's the hardest thing about trading. At least for me anyway, it's one of the hardest things. It's just sitting here and just waiting and waiting and waiting. And, I know, Tiro, you could go and attest this, where I'll sit here and, I'll sit here for 30, 40 minutes and not take a single trade, and then all of a sudden I'll go and pop off 3, 4 trades in a row, all within maybe a span of 5 or 10 minutes. Why? Because during those 30, 40 minutes, I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for my pitch. My pitch didn't come. I'm just waiting, and I got to be patient about it. And then when I am patient about it, eventually the market shows itself. I'm able to read it. I'm able to go and take a swing at it and actually, get my singles, because I don't go for home runs. I go for singles, and I just keep on, hitting my singles.
Yeah, and in trading terms, that would be for us. That would be 1 and 2 or 3 pip trades, as opposed to looking for 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 pip trades.
Exactly right. And it's funny because talking about that, yesterday was a typical day where I did this and I made that mistake. And what it was is that I was in a trade. I was up like 2.5 or 3 pips. I don't recall exactly, but something like that. And I said, I want the home run. And I waited. And I waited and waited. And there was no reason to go and look for the home run in that particular case. But, that turned into a losing trade that I had to go and make up. That's part of trading too. It's like, now, how do I deal with that? Do I just go and become grumpy and, I'm a terrible trader, I'm a this, I'm a that, and it's like, no, it's like, you got to go and look, you got to say, okay, cutting my losses, I'll take it. I think I took like a 7 or 8 pip loss on that trade. You just go and take the loss, and just say, I'm not going to do that again. What I need to do is this. I'm going to wait for that trade to come across. And when that trade comes across, I'm going to go and exit what I'm supposed to exit and take the win. And eventually, I had to go and probably take 2 or 3 trades to go and make up for that one loss. But if I didn't go and change that thought pattern, I could have written that thing into into obscurity, meaning I could have wrecked an account. I could have done that, or I could have gone and gotten out of the trade and just not replaced it and become revengeful. I could have gone and done all types of things that I shouldn't be doing. But no, replace it with, reposit it with positive thought. I'm going to go and do what I'm supposed to do, sit on my hands, wait for the trade, and just go nick, and just keep on going and getting it and get to the other side of it.
Exactly. Oh, the other thing is, I guess I'll be putting out a video later, traders, on the monthly wrap up. Today is the February 28th, the last day of the month.
Wow, you're right. I didn't even recognize that. Trading has been a little bit different this year, but I've been saying that, I think, for the last 2 years, and that's the for me anyway, that's the good thing about trading. The bad thing about trading is it can be boring because you're sitting on your hands waiting. But the good thing about trading is that it's always different. There's always something new happening. There's always new ways to go and look at it and to understand it. And, that's not, and I don't mean that you go and change your methodology. That's not what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is that, the market moves slightly differently than it used to. I mean, you look at the way the market moves today as opposed to how it was moving 2 years ago, specifically pound dollar, it's just amazing how different it's moving. By the way, I don't know if you're paying attention to what's going on right now, but it just shows you,
paying attention, we're out of time. So, fellow traders, you just have to remember one thing. It's not what you trade, it's how you trade.